me to do the music now. No, not the crisp thing again. Every time one of us touches the crisps, it's like 2 minutes before we can start doing it again.
Right, no crisps. Don't do it. Fucking idiot. Right.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Hello.
Hey.
Let the theme music go 3 seconds long before saying hello this week. Did you notice? Did you start to worry? You started
That's
to
why we weren't actually going to come on.
Yeah. We're just going to roll a 2-minute instrumental.
We'd just like to get your pulses racing before the episode.
No pulses were racing.
No. Should we put our smoky voices on today?
No. Late Night Love. With Graham Torrington.
I know that name. Why do I know that name?
Because he was...
Was he Late Night Love?
On Heart.
Or on Gemini FM?
Yeah. That was before those radio stations got taken over by Heart, maybe. I can't remember.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, how are you?
I'm alright, thank you. How's your week been?
It's been good.
Don't tell me. It's been another week.
Yeah, no, I feel like something happened, but I can't remember what.
No dramas.
No, nothing drama talk. No, it's all been fine. I didn't know what I was saying. It couldn't quite come out, so it came out like that.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, it's been alright.
Yeah?
It's been okay. Been good.
Good.
Another family party, a bit more travelling as you do, you know.
That's quite cool.
One of these things, isn't it? We're all good though.
Yeah.
I think. Oh, do you know what we've forgotten?
No, he's Angus.
And he's George. Oh, I knew if something felt odd. I feel really weird today. I don't really know.
Are you high?
No, I'm
Is
not.
it the German beer?
No, it's my Vernstein.
Vernstein.
Yeah, it was in Morrison's today, and I just chose an array of obscure beers.
I'm on Asahi.
Yeah, Japanese. My hope was I'd buy him Japanese beer, and then he'd do the whole podcast in a Japanese accent.
Asahi.
But
No, because you wouldn't be able to understand me. Because
and also, it's just a little bit racist. But
Sopada Asahi. That's what it actually says.
Yes.
Asahi beer, the beer for all seasons. Super dry in inverted commas. Asahi.
But yeah. And Vernstein, I know literally nothing about. I didn't even like the look of the bottle. I don't know why I bought it. And as
because
always,
it's German and it's just a bit different.
And as always, we have the strongest crisps known to man. Big up the Co-op's crisps.
They are really nice. They are good.
Just a bit strong.
They're very strong. The vinegar is very vinegary, but it's like a sweet vinegar, isn't it? It's not like a Walker's vinegar.
No, my mouth is still
it's
burning.
Like a fancy vinegar.
My mouth's burning 2 minutes after the last
nice,
crisp.
But it's nice.
It's full on. Right.
All right then.
It's weird that you said. It's weird that we did the whole Gemini Graham Torrington thing, as we're actually going to Pirate FM for our news story this week.
Oh yeah.
Which is the news that one woman has been rescued 3 times in 4 days. The same woman by the Loo lifeboat.
3 times.
Yes, 3 times.
3 times.
You'd have thought she'd have learnt here. It is revealed that Loo's lifeboats have been scrambled 3 times in 4 days to rescue the same person. It's after the woman got cut off on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday by the tide.
It's not funny, really, but this.
Coast Guard say she has been given a comprehensive safety briefing. You'd have thought, like,
that's brilliant.
Once is totally understandable. It can be an accident to get cut off by the tide.
Yeah.
Twice, you're pushing it.
Are there any pictures?
No, there's just.
Oh no, there's not. Is there? There's just a. I like that caption though. Loo lifeboat officials say visitors do not know if the tide goes in and out.
I think what they mean is they're not sure if it's coming in or going out. Maybe we're taking this for granted as we're both...
Because we're both so used
seamen.
to it now.
We're both seamen.
Well, you might be a
men
seaman.
of the sea who've lived near the coast for a long time.
So we're coastmen.
Yes.
That would be a better term, Angus.
Coastman. Yes, and I could probably sit there for 5 minutes and tell you if the tide was going in or out. But
Yeah, I've got a rough idea.
but
Normally.
yeah. Or
But
I
to
just
be
look
fair,
at the
you
tide
just
time app.
if you're really not sure, you just wait a couple of minutes and see
Yeah,
whether it's
exactly.
gone in or out
Exactly. You just watch it. Like I said, watch it for 5 minutes and see if it touches.
before you go in.
Yeah. Or before you walk to an inaccessible part of a beach round a coast where you're likely to
just
get
have
cut off.
have a second to think.
But yeah,
It
she
happens
was.
though, doesn't it?
Yeah, the third time it said she was given a comprehensive safety briefing.
I'm not surprised. The third time those lifeguards lifeboat men saw her, they must have just.
To be
been,
fair
"What's
to
she
her,
doing?"
this weekend there was spring tides and
Yeah, to be fair, it was a bit it was rough,
extremely like big seas, but
but
big
then
coastal
arguably
waters.
you shouldn't have been in the water.
Well, she wasn't in the water. She just walked round her. She'd walked round the. She wasn't. Yeah, she'd walked round the corner.
She got cut off.
She'd been cut off by the.
She'd been cut off 3 times.
Yes.
In 4 days.
Yes. Exactly
Jesus Christ.
that. You'd think.
Well, after the first day, you'd think, you know what? Not going to go around there again.
That's what I mean.
I've been there. I've seen the cove. It's nice.
It doesn't say where she's from, the lady, to be fair, but I don't. I'm going to hedge Macbeth and say she's not a local.
Probably not, no.
Who was probably treating the RNLI more like a sort of taxi service
Maybe.
than.
Maybe that was her intention. Maybe she just actually stayed over near where the lifeboats were. So she walked one way the whole early on, and then got the ferry back. the lifeboat back.
Yeah. Sorry, you're going too quick for me there. So I knew I told you I'm a bit weird. I'm slow.
Maybe she just thought it was a ferry. Maybe she tried to pay them.
It's some odd ferry if it comes with
Very odd ferry.
a very orange boat with
And
men
she gets
in yellow suits,
rescued rather than picked up.
and they pick her up on board from underneath her armpits, like yank her in.
That was Cornwall, was it? Lou.
Yeah. Proper, but it's been.
What
It's
a shit
bad.
story.
Awful. It's bad for
Sorry.
holiday makers at the moment. I've had. If we're at peak holiday maker,
Yeah,
I think
we are.
we're at,
We are.
which means you're
It's
at,
mid-August.
which means you're at peak bad driving.
Yes. Oh,
You're at peak inability to reverse in a lane.
yeah, you get that.
That's the one. That's the one that's getting me at the moment.
Do you know what? I tell you the one thing. It's not actually.
He's pointing at me. There's
Sorry.
a ranting coming.
It's not actually the holiday makers necessarily, but driving through lanes. Right? You meet someone. Okay, there's a passing place just behind me. I'll reverse, and we're capable, right? So we
Yep.
know what we're doing. Anyway, you put it in reverse, and the second you put it in reverse, they're driving towards you.
Yes, they give you. Yeah, so if you then.
Right? So then, you
Oh.
reverse back, and of course you sort of stick your front end out, and you try and tuck it in, and they're like trying to squeeze past you. And you just feel like getting out and saying, wait there for 1 damn second, and then you can go. But they don't, and they just keep coming towards
Yeah, but you have previous with reversing and when you shouldn't be reversing.
Yes, that's true.
You do have previous.
I
If we
do,
cast
I
our
do,
minds back to
yes,
when you
about 4 years ago.
stopped the traffic
I did.
in a
In a giveaway
one-way
thing.
priority giveaway setting,
Yeah.
you actually removed your key from the car
I did.
and dangled it out the window to show that you were not reversing.
Well, this woman really pissed me off. She caught me at the wrong time. And there's this giveaway bit down the road from us, right? And they're supposed to give way to you, and I was obviously coming, like clearly coming. And you see this person like pull away and try to come through the giveaway, and I'm right there.
You're already in.
I'm in the giveaway. So to stop in the giveaway, turn the ignition off, sit there like, well, I'm not going
It's
to
the
move.
most passive-aggressive thing
I'm
to
not
do.
going to move. Anyway, this woman comes out of her car, comes around, she's knocking on my window and like, move out of the way. Right? And do you know what makes it worse? Worse than anything. We're right outside the frickin' police station. Outside the police station.
Also, it's not the world's busiest road, but The amount of time this went on,
It was
developed a
quite, it was about 10
considerable
minutes,
snake.
Yeah, it was. There was loads of people, and they were all the guys behind me. I was checking my rearview mirror. I don't want to make everyone angry because no
you
one
don't
wants
want to
to
block
do
in
that.
a fire, like
yeah,
a
you don't
fire,
want, yeah, I mean, you
fire
keep
engine or.
But anyway, so all the guys, they'd all been really sensible actually, and they'd all moved out the way so that we could manoeuvre if we needed to, which was really good. But I could just see them in my rearview mirror just laughing, which was good. That was the reaction that we needed. And anyway, this man came along. I don't know where he came from. I can't remember.
A mediator.
And he was a mediator, yeah, and he calmed the woman down, and he asked me to wind so I wound my window down, and he was like...
Well, so for all this time, you just sat there blindly facing forward,
Yeah, I just
holding the wheel,
her.
ignoring her?
Yeah, I just ignored her. I was just like, no, I'm not even going to get involved, because, you know, you don't want to cause more problems than you're already in. Anyway, so this mediator comes along, and he's like, okay... people have moved for you, they haven't moved for her.
The good Samaritan.
He was a good Samaritan. He was like, if you just move back, then she can get past and we can all just go about our day. And I was kind of like, I'm a little bit pissed off with this situation.
Because you'd lost.
I'm going to have to move.
Down.
I had to move. But everybody knew I was the winner because the fact that this woman had got so irate she had to move out of her car and come and bash on my window. So I move out of the way, she goes past, I drive past, and then drive past the deluge of cars behind her.
You created a 50-car snake.
And all of them are happy, which is good. They're all smiling, one person's clapping, and it was fine. And then I went about my day.
Plot twist, as you started reversing back, she was hooked on your bumper. She gave you 1 centimetre to manoeuvre. You would have flipped out.
No, it was good.
The key would have come straight out the keyhole again. It would have been dangling back out the window.
No, it was a funny day, funny situation.
Yeah, the lane there. Also, you're at the longest time since the farmers have been allowed to cut the hedges.
Oh my god!
So you're at peak hedge.
Yeah, it's terrible.
The lanes
you think
are at their
they'd
smallest.
reorganise it and do it just before the holidays?
Because of the birds. Not allowed to.
Fuck the birds.
Okay. Well, that solved that one.
Come on, really?
It's
not like there's any rare species around here.
Got to look out for those rare sparrows. The rare hedge.
The rare freaking house sparrows. And
the hedge-dwelling sparrow from the lane. Yeah.
I don't think there are any rare birds around here, so...
There are loads of rare birds, but they probably don't go in late in the hedgerows of...
Well, maybe at night on Thursdays, but we probably shouldn't talk about them.
No.
With those kind of women on this pod.
I'm a good boy with my driving, though. I don't think I've ever caused any... I've never caused any public...
I think that's the only thing I've ever done. I've never...
I saw an incident like this not so long ago, where actually somebody had pulled in front of the bus, and the bus driver was sat there on his horn.
Full horn?
Full horn for a solid 20 to 30 seconds before things started moving again. And turns out a bus horn is quite
they are
quite
loud,
unique, quite loud. It was certainly...
I just don't like people... So that person hadn't given way to him?
Yeah.
You always give way to buses. Like, don't be a knob.
Yeah, but though, I don't like how you're pulling halfway alongside a bus. It turns on its indicator, one blink, and it pulls out on you.
Yeah,
and
it
you're
does
like,
do that, yeah.
Thank you, I'm now in the opposition traffic coming the other way.
Yeah,
like,
they do that.
Let's have a head-on.
So, yeah, I know.
That does get
always
me.
try to give way if you can.
Don't like...
They're only doing their job. They're trying to keep time.
It's a tough game. It's a tough game. The bus game.
Hard job. The bus game's a hard game.
But you know what? I can weirdly see myself going and doing...
Being a bus driver.
Not a bus driver. A lorry. I think I could do lorry driving.
Driver.
I could do it. I think. I need to.
I can understand the solidarity.
Solidarity.
No, that's the wrong word.
The loneliness. The pure...
loneliness.
Solidarity.
Is it solidarity?
No.
Is that being on your own? Is that the right...
No.
There is... No.
I just...
It is solidarity, isn't it? Surely that's just one of those words that has more than one meaning. Is it solidarity? When you're sort of, on your own and...
It's on the tip of my tongue and I don't think it's right. Oh, I can't remember. We'll come back to it. Yeah, I could see myself doing it. I watched a little, those iPlayer 20-minute what was BBC Three shows, which was a guy where he went and filmed inside and talked to lorry drivers, and it was called The Men Who Sleep in Trucks.
Oh yeah.
And he
that
went and
sounds
asked
quite
them
good.
weirdly personal questions when they were parked up in a truck stop. And it was one of the most sad documentaries I think I've ever watched.
Really?
And he, at one part, he goes there, so he's like, so how do you deal with he's like, are you lonely? And they all look at him super fast and go, no, I'm not lonely. No, not at all. When obviously,
Yeah, they are.
you can see this is the response of a man who sat there for 6 days on his own and has told himself, I'm not lonely. It was so defensive. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was so like...
It must be, I don't know if lonely is the right word, but it must be hard going sometimes.
But I don't know. It depends. Do you get an exciting delivery? Yeah. Oh, I'm carrying something really good at the moment. Really happy with my load. I don't know. It doesn't make any difference.
Don't know about that. Do you know what? I've got a question about trucks.
I might not be your man, but we'll try.
Well, there might be people listening who know. So if they know, then they can tweet us with the answer. So
Go
you're
for
driving along, right?
Yep.
There's a truck to your left.
Yeah, you're overtaking him.
Yeah, I'm overtaking him. I'm not going to be sat behind him, am I?
The continental overtake.
Yeah, so I'm overtaking him on the right.
Yes.
Yeah, he's on my left. Right, and then you look over, and he's like, I don't know, Ginsters branded. Okay?
Yep.
Is that whole frickin' truck
Yeah. Is he carrying
full
25
of
ton of Ginsters pasties?
pasties, or is it just branding on a truck that delivers Morrison's deliveries? Or like Warburton's, you see those all over the place. Are they actually delivering just Warburton's loaves, or are they delivering lots of loaves?
Fun fact, can confirm the Warburton's lorries do just deliver Warburton's bread.
Only Warburton's?
Yeah, because my uncle did the maintenance on them in the yard or some arrangement, and they had loads and loads and loads of endless Warburton's bread.
And that's all they deliver?
Well, yeah, there's just... Well, maybe that's not all they deliver, but they have a never-ending source of Warburton's bread. You don't have to look at me so weirdly as you try and move your microphone in case it makes noise.
Sorry, guys. I didn't want to make too much noise. Yeah, that is what I wonder. I've wondered it loads of times.
So, okay, I can't be 100%.
But certainly Warburton's.
But the Warburton's lorries, there was a lot of Warburton's bread going surplus around the Warburton's lorries. Not in like some sort of stolen black market bread way.
No, I know what you mean.
In the way that like stuff that was like going close to sell by and things like that.
Well, there's one for people either to know an answer or to look up if they feel like it, and let us know. And whoever tells us the answer, we will send you something.
We'll send you
a souvenir
a slice
gift.
We'll send you the crust off a Warburton's toasty loaf in an envelope.
The heel.
The heel of
The heel.
the heel of the loaf.
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
And we'll just put a stamp on it and try and we'll write on it in Sharpie and see if it comes to you.
You'll probably get
Sorry,
mold.
do you mind if I just put the fan on?
What, our number one fan?
I am hotter than the sun. Yeah, the only fan.
Our only fan.
Phil.
I'm not a very good filler. I don't know what to fill with.
It's unplugged.
Oh no! Who unplugged our number one fan? The only way I can fill is to just mutter and jingle. Do 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 do.
I'm back.
Do. Right, we've got the fan on. You got the fan on. Get some fresh air in here. I'd say fresh air. We get some cool air.
Let's circulate this horrible air.
Let's recirculate the air.
Circulate the sweaty man air.
So yeah, we won't send you a Warburton heel, but we will send you something cool.
Why is it called the heel?
I don't know. I don't think that it's the heel everywhere. Lots of people call it the crust. It always really annoys me because the crust is on the outside, not the end. The end is the heel. But, you know, if people want to call it that, they can call it that. It's also known as the hilt.
Some sort of phrase up to the hilt?
I think the hilt is like Scottish, and I think heel is also Scottish, but Irish as well. I think they say heel in Ireland as well.
Pack to the hilt?
Pack to the hilt.
A sandwich term?
Don't know, mate. But yeah, the heel, the hilt.
As if you were using it like a bookmark?
Yeah.
Or no, got a bookend, I mean.
Bookend, yeah.
a bookend on your shelf. That would be some slice of bread, to be fair.
Doorstop.
A doorstop loaf.
I don't know. Maybe it's got something to do with that. I don't know. I'm not an etymologist.
Get out. Google. What's the spelling of this?
E-T-Y. Mologist. An etymologist is someone who studies words in their origin.
Please, I honestly think that I think on the sly, you've given up work or something, and you just read Wikipedia. Etymology is the study of the history of words and their origins. First line. What do you do in your spare time, George? I've memorised the first line of every entry of Wikipedia.
That would be really good. That would be a cool thing to be able to do.
What, when you go on Mastermind?
Yeah. If you knew the first line of every Wikipedia article.
I thought there was going to be some sort of eating-ologist.
No, etymology, yeah, it's a study of the history of words and their origin.
What's an eating-ologist?
An eating-ologist? I don't think that exists.
You're not a fairyologist.
A fairyologist? What's that? Is that someone who studies washing up dishes?
No, wisdom, healing and guidance of the fairy realm.
Oh, that sounds a little bit less.
And we're not all fairyologists, as it's not real. It's absolutely not real.
That was just a complete blanket statement you just made.
Yeah, well, I don't think we need to go into any more depth, really.
Someone was selling a house, I noticed today, for 825 million that's infested by fairies. Or with fairies.
How did they,
It's a mansion. It's a lovely house.
Where did you see this on?
It was on the news. I don't know where. I don't know where my news stories come from.
But they're normally...
See, at work I have Windows 10, and there's a news thing built into Windows 10, and it just pops up with these stupid news stories.
I'm trying to see... it's in Greater Manchester.
That sounds about right.
Oh, no, this is a fairy tale castle. Sorry, that's...
No, that's wrong. Okay.
Sorry. No.
Yeah, I found out today where the largest castle in Britain is, or in England at least. Do you know where?
Was that reading Wikipedia again?
No, it wasn't.
No, where was
the
it?
News as well. No, it wasn't the news. Do you know any guesses? Largest castle in England?
In England?
Yeah.
Because I've been to loads of Welsh castles.
Yeah, lots of Welsh and Scottish ones.
Largest castle in England?
Largest castle in England. I don't know.
Market Harborough?
No.
Literally no idea why I said that.
Yeah, see, I didn't know. I thought maybe Lincoln, maybe Windsor. Windsor's pretty big.
Yeah.
But no, Dover.
Yes!
Dover's huge.
Dover
If you've ever been to Dover, you can't miss Dover Castle because it's freaking like on a mountain.
Hellhole.
Yeah, you only ever go there for the port though, don't you? There's no other reason.
Yeah.
They do good sherry too, but the port's nice.
I was watching Homes Under the Hammer this week, and there was a house from Dover on there.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Lady bought it for approximately 70,000, spent 12 on it, and then sold it for 90. Put this in contrast with the man who bought
£8,000, that's not bad.
a 57 square metre flat in Chelsea for £520,000 at auction.
That doesn't sound like a lot.
It was 57 square metres. It was literally nothing. And then did it up, and it was for sale for £1 million. So, just fantastic.
But she only had 70 grand of capital, whereas he had 520. So
yeah, this
it's all
is
relative,
true.
Isn't it?
I didn't, and he spent something like £80,000 on it. I didn't know you could even spend £80,000 in 50 square metres.
Well, yeah, I suppose.
You genuinely must have had to go some.
Maybe he was installing some like ultra compact living space.
It was quite cool
thing.
though. I can't believe I've just admitted to watching Homes Under the Hammer.
There are worse things to be admitting to watching.
I did notice on that
Songs
show
of
though.
praise.
Lots of people have talked about it in the past though. On that show, they have an excellent choice in music, which as loads of people's talked about. Dave Gorman, he's a comedian who's talked about that. Real funny guy. A real funny show on Dave, which is all based around a PowerPoint presentation. Very good. But he did, if they talk about, for example, the price of this house in Chelsea, the man would go, Martin Lewis, or whatever his name is, Martin... I can't remember.
Not Martin Lewis, that's money saving expert guy.
Holmes and... Martin Roberts. Martin Roberts would stand there and go, and it's absolutely bonkers. And then they would play, bonkers. It would be like a totally out of place music track. Right? So they get you with that one. Like, if you watch it for the music, it's fantastic. Also, they weirdly dress the people, the presenters, so that you cannot, for the life of you, tell what year the programme was made. They dress him in such a way that it could potentially be any time since about 97 to present day. He always is wearing bootlegs.
Surely it's just like the video quality.
No, it's not that. He's wearing bootleg jeans. Bootleg jeans and a horrible velvet jacket. And his fashion sense is dire. He's had the same...
I don't know who this guy is.
He's had the same haircut for all this time.
I don't think I've ever watched it.
Photo for reference.
Oh, him. Orange Man.
The Orange Man, but not David Dickinson. Yeah, that guy. So... But it's very hard to age the programme. It's very, very difficult. So you don't know when the houses were for sale.
That's
so
smart.
You can't tell
Normally they say at the end of the show, though, don't they? They say, house price is accurate in 2005, or whatever it was.
Yeah, but...
Or you just wait to the very end, and it says, like, MCVXIIVIXXY.
And then you have to do the Roman numeral
and then
test.
In half a second, you have to go, 2000 shit.
I didn't realise there was Roman numerals for 2000 and shit.
Do you know, I had a revelation the other day. This is probably, I don't know if I've mentioned this already, or people probably know this, and it's probably me just being retarded. There's no Roman numeral for 0. They didn't use the number 0. They didn't have the number 0 in their...
Zero a number? Is 0 a number?
Well, no, that's the point. And they just didn't ever have 0. Weird.
0's not a number. Black and white aren't colours. What next? Ooh.
Well, I thought it was a bit interesting.
Black is the absence of light.
Yeah, and white is light.
And also, colours. Colours are just made up.
Yeah, they're not even real.
And different. And the colours that we see are not the same as other animals.
Well, this is what I've always wondered. You know, negative photographs.
Yeah.
What if they are the colour that things actually are, and we see in negative? Think about it. A camera takes a photo in negative. I'm sure there's a reason for that scientifically. But what if the world is actually negative, but our eyes flip it for no reason? And we see in this colour, but this colour is actually negative. Ooh.
Yes.
I'm not sure it makes a blindest bit of difference, but...
That's another pun there on sight, blind, or... Take your pick. Take your pick out of that last minute. There was plenty of puns there if you want to go back. Yes. There. Yeah. I don't know. It's very weird. And everybody always says the same argument. Is my green the same as your green?
Yeah, there's no way of ever knowing, no.
We'll never know. But that you do know that, interestingly, we have 3 colour cone receptors or something in our sight, whereas other things have more.
RGB.
Essentially, yeah. Other animals have
yeah,
more
they do,
colour
don't
cones.
They? Yeah.
So they have 5 cones or whatever. What are they seeing? Are they
seeing
there's
a rough
X-ray or what?
There's a rough thing online, isn't there, that shows you comparisons of what different animals see compared to what
they don't know that.
No, they don't. It's all guesswork based on the biology behind it, but it's very interesting.
Don't trust that.
No, I don't trust it. Illuminati.
I don't trust many things anymore. My old age.
I don't trust anything anymore.
I don't trust unless you can show it to me. Starting to doubt the Earth's curved, really.
It is, old
yeah.
Thingy had a tweet today, didn't he?
Who?
Did you not see that on Twitter or on Facebook?
No.
What's that guy? The annoying. Well, not a lot of people like him. I find him annoying. The science guy, the doctor man, the astrologist guy in this country.
The
who
BBC
looks about 20 but is actually 40.
Brian Cox.
Brian Cox, yeah, right. Now, I appreciate his intelligence, but I find him a bit weird and it puts me off. But anyway, he got tweeted today by someone, I think it was today, who said something along the lines of, if the Earth was spherical, the Panama Canal wouldn't work, so it isn't.
Okay. Yeah. They were just wrong, though.
Yeah. So there
so
you go. So some idiot somewhere thinks to himself, Panama Canal, it's all a conspiracy. You know?
I can't ever get myself in the headspace where unless you know what you're doing it for a rise or it's a joke,
which it probably was,
then I can see it. But when because also Brian Cox was involved last week in the bloke who
The Australia thing.
It looked like an Australian version of Question Time.
Yeah, I think it was.
I think it was essentially.
It was hilarious.
Minus David Dimbleby, which to be fair, he's the funniest.
He basically makes
the
it.
show. Like he's the highlight.
He does,
he's the starring role.
David Dimbleby.
And that man basically challenged him and said that climate change wasn't real.
That it was lies.
Point out straight, and
then he just threw graphs.
Yeah,
in,
and he's like, "Do you want me to show you the graph?" He's like, "The data has been manipulated."
By who?
NASA. And at that point, I think
he lost all credibility.
I don't know how he managed to keep his straight. I don't know how he didn't just openly laugh at him.
I don't know.
The crowd.
Well, he's a professional, isn't he?
Yeah, but it was weird. It was very like pantomime.
The only thing I thought about that whole video, that whole coverage, was that we didn't see the whole conversation. So it felt like they'd just picked a piece of it that made him look like an idiot.
As if the media would do that.
Well, exactly. It made him look like an idiot rather than him actually being one. Global warming is an interesting concept, though. They're not going to get into it now, the argument, but it's interesting.
This is becoming a general theme. Each week, George picks a topic that the general public think is fairly nailed on, like Hitler being a bad person, and then sits for 5 minutes and tries to argue it.
No, I'm not. I wasn't going to argue a global warming not being a thing, because I don't think it's a lie, because it's quite obviously not a lie. But what I do think is it's actually more about it being a natural Earth process rather than humans being the worst thing in existence. Because
there's climate patterns as well.
Yeah, but this is the thing, and
we're adding to
our climate change. A lot of our climate change, as far as I know, a lot of our climate change. Predictions and what we think is going to happen are based on previous ice ages and what we know about previous ice ages. And the fact that previous ice ages have happened pre-human existence indicates that it probably was going to happen again anyway. It's just all we've done is accelerated it, you know?
Do you think it'll be like Ice Age the film?
Yeah, it's going to be just like that, yeah. Of course it is.
Will I get to meet the guy with the
acorn?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're all going to be scrambling around for acorns. But really, all it's going to do is cull some of the population, which we could probably do with anyway.
Unless you can all afford a down jacket.
Yeah, a down jacket, or just, just light a fire.
Go get your rab jackets, everybody,
yep.
Quick.
Or just light a fire, like they did in Day After Tomorrow.
North Face Parker will see you through the next Ice Age.
Yep, probably will.
That's the branding they all need to get behind, isn't it?
Yeah.
People like
be prepared for global warming.
Those companies like Berghaus.
Yep, Berghaus and...
Get North yourself Face a warm coat, ready for the next Ice Age.
Arctrix.
At least we named all the good.
Yeah, Maya, they're good.
Sorry, I've cricked my neck.
But yeah, yeah.
Isn't that the worst?
Is when you wake up in the morning.
That's when it did it.
You're still asleep, and you really don't want no toast.
Yop.
Me, mama.
Nice yogurt advert there from the mid-90s.
Yeah, or early 2000s, I suppose.
All those adverts that you think are from then, they're always way before.
I'm not on board for that.
No, but yeah. How do you, presumably, when you crick your neck, because it's not, there's no...
It must be trapping a nerve or something,
yeah,
surely.
Or do you sleep with your head at a funny angle and then you basically strain the muscle?
Yeah, don't know.
I'm not sure.
But I imagine if you lie in the same position, you don't move for that 8-hour period, it's going to stiffen your muscles. I don't know. I'm not a biologist. Or an anatomist. Oh, frick, I don't know. Anatomist.
Stop trying to go with the
anatomist.
Stop trying to find the ologist of every...
There's always an ology.
There is always an ology.
There's always an ology for something.
It became a bit of a standing joke when people were doing A-levels. What are you doing? You're like, all the ologies.
Ologies.
You can just do ologies and just everything.
It always annoyed me that biology was an ology.
What, do you think that's underselling it?
Well, I don't think biology is an ology. Ologies is quite a derogatory term, isn't it? Like psychology and sociology, a lot of people have negative opinions of those subjects.
What's the technical...
Ology, a fluffy subject.
No, that's not what it says. That's not what it says.
Yeah, it is. Ology is a fluffy subject that anyone can do.
Ology...
They give half a fuck.
A subject of study, a branch of knowledge.
Okay, so they just tag ology onto the end of
essentially anything, and then you can become a study. You could be fanology, and you could be studying our fan.
It's an interesting fan. It's a medium-sized oscillating desk fan.
Which has a creak when it turns to the extreme left.
3 speed settings.
It does.
Powered by the mains.
240 volt.
240 volts.
Turns out that's all fanology. So you've exhausted that one. No, yeah, I know what you mean about people saying it's like a fluffy.
I don't think that's true. I think it can apply to elements of the subject, but I don't think it is true.
Well, it applies to the whole subject. As I told you, it's a subject of
study.
No,
I mean calling it fluffy. I think that's not true. That's not accurate.
Yes.
You know what I mean, though?
I do know what you mean.
I don't know, because I did sociology and I hated it, but that doesn't mean that it's rubbish. I mean, it does, but it doesn't.
I mean, I think it's horrible, but I have to say we have to be on a level.
We have to be fair.
That's funny.
I hated it mostly because I didn't like the teacher. He wasn't my kind of teacher. He was a nice guy, but he wasn't my kind of teacher.
Is this where you just used to sit there and argue the opposite opinion the entire lesson?
This is the thing that I've said to people whenever they ask me about sociology. The reason I didn't like sociology is because I'm relatively opinionated. I like to have opinions on things. And I like subjects that teach you opinions.
It's taken till episode 18 of the podcast, and it's only just come through that you've...
Yeah, no one noticed before.
You have some firm opinions.
Well, like history, okay? It teaches you to have an opinion. Or
historology, as it will now be known.
Historology from now on. Teaches you to have an opinion, right? Sociology, nah, don't work like that. So you learn about opinions, and you learn all about different views, different points of view, different, how to approach childcare according to this methodology, right? But at no point are you allowed your own opinion. It really, really irritated me. So essay writing was really difficult because all you had to do was remember other people's opinions, but not form your own.
That was quite vague.
Really irritating. Well, that's what I got from the one term that I did it for.
And then you dropped it.
Well, I was kind of kicked out.
You left before you were pushed.
Well, I did an exam. Basically, the teacher had a meeting with me just before the exam, and he's like, "I don't think you should keep doing this subject." And I was like, "Let me take the exam, and we'll just see what happens. And if it doesn't go very well, then I'll bow out." Anyway, so the exam. The exam was like 3 questions. The first question, I gave it a go. Sort of gave, maybe like half the amount I should have written, really. Second one, I looked at it and I was just like, oh, nah.
It's done.
And
I'm done here.
I just wrote my opinion, which I knew would be wrong. But I just got to that point where I just didn't give a fuck anymore.
So you literally just wrote the most opinionated essay you could.
And I would have just loved to see the examiner's face. I think they'd have found it funny. I don't remember what I wrote or what the question was, but I think it would have been funny.
I think if you were an examiner after a while, I think essentially you'd have seen everything to the level that you would no longer find anything funny. You'd have totally seen it all.
But yeah, I got an F. No, I think I got a U. So yeah, I bowed out of that.
That's all right.
Yeah, a U's better than
an X.
Oh no, wait, it isn't.
You can get an X.
I need to top my beer up.
I think that's if you don't. Sorry, that's because I couldn't supply you with the right glasses. Oh, listen to the audio. Wow. These microphones have proved to be quite versatile, haven't they?
That was a sample of beer pouring.
Asahi. Yeah, these have proved to be surprisingly versatile for what they are.
They're pretty good, really.
Mm.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me today.
Don't worry about it. Just have some more of those crisps. That'll sort you out.
No, that definitely won't. It won't. You just get a sore jaw.
Yeah, but it'll just clear your throat a bit.
They're not menthol.
Well, no, but they kind of have the same effect.
They absolutely don't.
Oh, they are. They're like
they don't. They
sharp
make you
as hell.
You have so much phlegm afterwards. It makes you like. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's why you have the beer. The beer, washes it down.
You can't have it as a 2-part treatment. It's not like a 2-part.
How to solve a cold.
Yeah.
Go to Co-op.
Yeah, you can't. I wouldn't prescribe it.
Buy a foreign beer.
No, this wouldn't. That's not a good idea.
Buy the sea salt and Chardonnay wine vinegar crisps and gorge. That's my homemade cold remedy. You can only gorge
so far, because if you gorge for too long, you'll end up with a big jaw. You look like
you've been Whittaker eye.
You look like you've been gurning. You have a Lego head.
You'll have to go to the doctors.
No, and then you just can't do that.
I got third degree gurns.
You've just set yourself up for that joke.
I wondered if you'd go for that, but you didn't. So
no, I wasn't. I definitely wasn't going for that.
Doctor, I've got third degree gurns.
That concludes the personal messages.
Absolutely not.
What a place to end.
Yes. That does bring us to an end. I'm not sure if I did. I quite like the interrupting man. You know, this guy.
No, I like the interrupting man.
Yeah, the interrupting
I like
man.
him. I think he's a good end.
That concludes the personal messages.
That concludes the personal messages. Yeah, I like him. I think he's good.
So, that was an episode of Star of 10.
That was Star of 10.
We started off at the lady who was rescued 3 times in 4 days.
Which is unbelievable.
By our fantastic RNLI service. But we can't help thinking that she was at the wrong. She was definitely wrong. Multiple times. And we ended up
with Homemade Cold Remedies.
Homemade Cold Remedies and third degree gurns. And what was slightly before that?
I was talking about sociology.
The ologies.
I'm flunking sociology.
The ology branch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully anybody... I don't really know what our age range is. We don't pay enough to read those stats.
No, we don't pay.
Essentially, the more you pay on your hosting provider, the more stats you can find out about people.
Yeah.
And we don't pay enough.
We've gone with basics. We've gone with how many people listen.
Oh, yeah, we get the stats we require, but we can't we can't drill down any further than that. But if anybody was doing exams, I hope it went well.
Yeah, because they've got your results.
Hopefully you didn't do it, George.
Hopefully you got into university. Hopefully you didn't get a U in anology that you didn't really care about.
Yeah, hopefully you didn't write an essay entirely based on your own opinion.
Yep, and not about postmodernists or whatever the hell I was supposed to write it about.
I've realised that we've missed out a thing that I tried to find
reviews?
while we were doing it. Yes.
We're not very hot on this. We should sort of get this in preparation.
I can't remember if we've done this one. If we run out of music, I'll have to start it again. Brilliantly delivered waffle. 5-star.
I don't think we have done that one.
A podcast for all occasions. It's a bit derogatory to you, considering our name's in the title. Angus and the other bloke are both
other bloke? God, cheers, guys. Thanks.
Angus and the other bloke are both packed full of interesting and useless knowledge that they squeeze into a podcast sandwich topped with good humour and excellent stories.
Yeah, we do.
5 stars.
See, that's good.
There we go. That's all you need to do. Go and leave that.
Leave us a review and then DM us on Twitter with your PayPal.
Yeah.
And we will PayPal you some money. I'm pretty sure we're not allowed to do this, but we're going to do it anyway.
It doesn't matter. We definitely... It's fine. It's absolutely fine.
Thanks, guys.
He's been George.
He's been Angus.
And we just ran out of music. We timed it perfectly.
Boom!
See you next week.
Bye.